My dear students, I welcome you to today's lesson and I hope that you are quite well. Okay, we are doing mathematics FSC part 1, inter part 1, and we are doing its chapter number 10, Trigonometric Identities. And if you did not subscribe my channel, please subscribe the channel and press the bell icon button as well so that you may get the notification of newly uploaded videos in time. We are doing exercise 10.3 and we are doing some of its questions. I am doing only the short questions which appeared in board exams many times. So our first question is, today's first question is, prove that cosine 2 theta equals to 1 minus tangent square theta divided by 1 plus tangent square theta. Okay, just taking the right hand side to start with. 1 minus tangent square theta divided by 1 plus tangent square theta, and it may be written as 1 minus tangent square theta is sine square theta divided by cosine square theta divided by 1 plus sine square theta divided by cosine square theta. So taking the LCM of the numerator and the denominator, so this is cosine square theta minus sine square theta, and it is divided by cosine square theta, and the denominator is cosine square theta plus sine square theta divided by cosine square theta again. So now cosine square theta got cancelled with cosine square theta, and we have cosine square theta minus sine square theta, the numerator, and the denominator is cosine square theta plus sine square theta. Right, so the numerator is the formula of cosine 2 theta, and the denominator is the formula 1, so which is equals to cosine theta, which is equals to the left hand side. So right hand side equals to the left hand side, which means that it proves our statement. So it is proved or it is verified. So next question is question number 2. One plus sine alpha. Show that 1 plus sine alpha over 1 minus sine alpha the root equals to, without root, sine alpha by 2 plus cosine alpha by 2 alpha by 2 divided by sine alpha by 2 minus cosine alpha by 2. Right, so taking left hand side is 1 plus sine alpha divided by 1 plus 1 minus sine alpha, rather. Okay, just doing sine alpha is equal to 2 sine alpha by 2 cosine alpha by 2. So we may write it equals to 1 plus 2 sine alpha by 2 cosine alpha by 2 and divided by 1 minus 2 times sine alpha by 2 cosine alpha by 2. And this is within the square root. So the 1 may be written as sine square alpha by 2 cosine square alpha by 2. Sine square alpha by 2 plus cosine square alpha by 2 plus 2 sine alpha by 2 cosine alpha by 2. This is within the square, okay, square root, sorry, divided by sine alpha by 2, sine square alpha by 2 plus cosine square alpha by 2 minus 2 times sine alpha by 2 cosine alpha by 2. And this is the square root. So now using the formula a square plus b square plus 2ab as a plus b square, so we can write it sine alpha by 2 plus cosine alpha by 2 the whole square, and this is under the square root divided by the same sine alpha by 2 minus cosine alpha by 2 the square, right? So now these two got cancelled with the square root, and we have the term without square root. Sine alpha by 2 plus cosine alpha by 2 divided by sine alpha by 2 minus cosine alpha by 2. Right? So which is equals to the right hand side. So left hand side equals to the right hand side. So it is proved, or hence proved. Right? Now come to next question, question number 3. Today's question number 3. Find the value of cosine 2 alpha equals to, find this value when cosine alpha is equal to 3 by 5. Okay. Okay, come to the solution now, right? Cosine alpha equals to 3 over 5 and cosine 2 alpha equals to 2 times cosine square alpha minus 1, which is equals to 2 times 3 over 5 the square minus 1 equals to 2 times 9 over 25 minus 1, means equals to 18 minus 25. 25 over 25 means equals to minus 7 over 5, which is our required answer. Now comes to question number 4. Okay, prove that cotangent alpha minus tangent 2 alpha tangent 2 alpha equals to 2 times cotangent 2 alpha. 2 alpha, right? Now come to this. Okay, taking left hand side, so we have cotangent alpha minus tangent 2 alpha. Okay. So rather this question is tangent alpha, not 2 alpha. This question is tangent alpha, okay? Right. It is tangent alpha and it is also tangent alpha. So which can be written as cosine alpha over sine alpha minus sine alpha over cosine alpha. Right? So just simplifying it, on the denominator we have sine alpha, cosine alpha, and on the numerator we have cosine square alpha minus sine square alpha. So on the top it is cosine 2 alpha with the formula, and at the bottom we have sine alpha, cosine alpha, just multiplied by 2 and divided by 2. So the denominator may be written as divided by, this is 2 sine alpha cosine alpha, which is equals to sine 2 alpha, and we have 2 here. So we have 2 times cosine over sine equals to cotangent alpha. Cotangent 2 alpha, and which is proved, okay, which is equals to right hand side. So we have left hand side equals to right hand side. Side implies it is proved. Right, so come to the next question now. Question number 5. So tangent alpha by 2 equals to tangent alpha by 2 equals to 1 minus cosine alpha over sine alpha right. So equals to this, okay. Come to this, okay. So taking left hand side, sorry, right hand side this time. Which is equals to 1 minus cosine alpha divided by sine alpha. Right. So using the half angle formulas we have on the left, on the numerator, it is 2 sine square alpha by 2. 2 times sine square alpha by 2, and this one is 2 times sine alpha by 2 cosine alpha by 2. This 2 got cancelled with this 2. Sine alpha by 2 got cancelled with one of the values on the numerator. We left with sine alpha by 2 over cosine alpha by 2, which is equals to tangent alpha by 2, and which is equals to left hand side. Okay. So right hand side equals to left hand side, implies it is proved. It is proved. I hope you understand it well. And if there are some doubts, you may ask me on the WhatsApp number given on every video's thumbnail. And if you want to pass on some suggestions, you may pass on by sending this the same. Question number 6. Prove that sine 3 alpha equals to 3 sine alpha minus 4 sine cube alpha. Taking left hand side, okay, keep one thing in your mind that when we see the answer, the sign is in sine only, not cosine. So we have to change every cosine in sine. Very important question, okay? Sine 3 alpha. So sine 3 alpha may be written as sine 2 alpha plus alpha. Using this formula AP, we have sine 2 alpha cosine alpha plus cosine 2 alpha sine alpha. Now using the formulas, okay? Right. Sine 2 alpha may be written as 2 sine alpha by 2 cosine alpha by 2. No, rather, we write it sine 2 alpha as it is or 2 times sine alpha cosine alpha plus cosine 2 alpha sine alpha. Now cosine 2 alpha may be written as cosine square alpha minus cosine square alpha minus sine square alpha and sine alpha as it is. We have 2 times, no, one more cosine alpha is there. So 2 times sine alpha cosine square alpha plus okay sine alpha cosine square alpha minus sine cube alpha. So this becomes 3 times sine alpha cosine cube cosine square alpha minus sine cube alpha. Now just cosine cube alpha is 1 minus sine square alpha minus sine cube alpha. So this will become 3 sine alpha minus 3 sine cube alpha minus sine cube alpha. Combining these two, we get 3 times sine alpha minus 3 and 1, 4 sine cube alpha, which is equals to the right hand side. Left hand side equals to the right hand side. It means that it proves our relation or theorem. So hence proved. Right. I hope you understand everything well. And if there are some doubts, you may ask me on sending me the message on the WhatsApp number given on the thumbnail of every video. So thank you very much for joining. Thank you very much for sharing my videos. Thank you very much for watching it. Thank you very much for liking and subscribing it. Thank you very much for everything. Allah आपका हामी नासिर.